We're back. I um I backed up. When I came out of that, we picked up the wood here, and I went like straight this way, thinking to go straight across. Um, Not realizing there was such a sharp bank there, because I don't usually come down the rail line this far. What I should have done was followed this strip of land out to the crossing where I'm at now. So I corrected that error, turned the controller back on. I haven't, it's been probably 45 minutes that I was gone. It won't be anything for you guys. It'll just go from one scene to the next, but um, I had I got the cable guy here. Um, Actually, I wish it was cable. All I can get it in this remote um, in the remote sticks out here where I live is DSL service. And even for DSL, it's frickin' slow. But I figure, let's see, I had my camera position on the ascent. Should we try driving from inside for a little bit? Um, you see that hood scoop can get in the way. And the second that hood scoop goes underwater, um, that's when it starts taking water damage. I can tell I'm not making much for a headway, so I'm trying to work my way back and forth and find some traction. And every time you get the nose up in the air a little bit like this, you can't see past that hood scoop. That hood scoop, believe it or not, that hood scoop is your snorkel. That, in the XML file, the executable file for this truck, that hood scoop is your snorkel. Well, that took some more damage on my suspension. Speaking of damage, see, I'm not looking back to see if the trailer's missing the poles or anything. I'm just hanging wide, hoping for the best. Speaking of damage, I need to make sure that I don't fly past the garage without stopping in for a little fix-me-up. See, like right here. I can't see. I know there's a guardrail on the right side, but I can't see it. And I know there's a guardrail on the left side, and I know I need to come around this way to miss all of it, but that big hood scoop, although it looks cool, if you're trying to drive from inside the vehicle like this, it's not so great. But I made it in, and now I'm going to drop the trailer. I'm going to go back outside. Actually, I don't even need to go outside. Detach trailer. And then move to garage. I don't know if I've ever showed around the interior on this thing. There's no interior customization. This vehicle was made This mod was made before, look, 30 kilometers per hour sitting still. It's such a race car. It does 30 miles an hour sitting still. You can reverse the view, clear out the back. There's the crane. I don't know what the levers are. You wouldn't think, I mean, that's not the crane operator's position. It's got some cool mesh wrap around the gear knob, but pretty frickin' sparse interior. Oh, cool wolf with the moon on the steering wheel, and the steering wheel has the same pattern. I don't think it's an actual mesh, but rather a pattern. But this mod was made back in May. Right after SnowRunner was introduced. The first mod he made was, let's move to garage. Come on. Move to garage. Okay, it's freaking out for some reason. Oh, it rolled backwards out of the... I didn't set the handbrake. Move to garage. The very first mod he made was the M134, and it was introduced with the game. And shortly after, he made the Jabors here. While we're in here, I think it's got the wrong tires on it. Yeah, it's got the 67-inch Big Kraz tire. This one. That's what it defaults to. And I don't know if you remember a couple episodes back, I said all my Krazes went back to the garage for some reason. And when I took them back out of storage, they had the default tire on them. I like this tire. They're all excellent in all the ratings. Well, that one is not as good. No wonder I was spinning to get up the hill. There's no ice functionality on the default tire. But all the rest of them are all exactly the same. The only difference is your preference. What tire would you like to see on the truck? This is very similar to the other Ural tire. This one just has more of an off-road design, where this would have more on-road wearability. It wouldn't wear out as fast driving it on the road because it has a more solid center area. I personally, this is my favorite, the BF Goodrich's. So that's the only thing that I wanted to change while I was in here, and it took me 5 minutes to explain it all. I gab too much. Maybe because I live alone. Only time I ever talk to anybody is when I'm doing a video. But as I've stated in previous videos, this is not the Kraz Jabor that you would download and install. off of snowrunner.mod.io. The video I'm uploading now, I think it's the one I'm uploading now. I left some links in the description to the vehicles I was using. Yeah, I'm uploading, I'm like 76% through a meteor map upload, and I left several links to the vehicles I'm using. See, gotta move it down with this one. And by the way, while I was gone, I took my happy pills and had my bowl of cereal, so I'm not yawning my ass off, and have a little more pep in my step, shall we say. Now we go up around the corner, just confirming, we go up around the corner and get the cabin construction site. Just confirming that my memory is correct, because it is often very not correct. Back to what I was saying. This is not the Kraz Jaborg. This is not the mod that you would download and install straight off of the website. I've had I'm just gonna say I've had my hand in the executable and leave it at that. If the mod developer can sit there at his computer and make the truck do whatever he wants it to, the way he likes things set up, why shouldn't I? Had to lock the brake. Why shouldn't I be able to put my little personal preference on it? It drives a hell of a lot better, I'll tell you that. The Kraz Jaborg, as you download it, is still probably the most powerful truck in the game for rambling over rocks, through swamps, just plain getting the job done. But my personal little touch, and it gets the job done faster. Okay, but nothing gets done when I'm sitting here yakking. Yak, 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 yak. Okay, I have 4 wooden planks and 2 containers to unload. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2. All gone. I don't even remember if I got a picture of the beforehand. Who cares? Now we don't even have to escape. We can go right to craft. I used to think I had to escape between each function. 2 cabins in stock. But you just hit the button that it tells you to, and then you load. 4 spots apiece. No, 2 spots apiece. I could put 4 cabins on here, but no available cargo now. And see, now I feel like I could sit here and do this all day again, now that I feel better, except, oof, I can tell I took my pills. My hands are shaking. Get a little bit of a almost like a caffeine overdose. Although that's not what the pills are. Now if I could move this banner that I hate. I mean, it tells me what truck it is. I don't need that big flag there. I can go around to get out. Yeah, I did go around this way earlier in a different truck, and it's a pretty tight to get past all the containers that are just sitting there for scenery. They're nothing you can use. I left the Caterpillar back there in the corner. I'm not sure if I will need it. What I did in previous cases is I just allowed the winch cable to clip through the roof line of the building rather than offloading it with the forklift like you're supposed to, I guess. That's a picture. Now after I deliver these, it should say 10 of 10 instead of 0 of 10. Well, it'll flip to 5 of 10 for the first one, and then flip to 10 of 10 for the second one, in theory, from what I've seen of it in the past. This isn't exactly easy to get around either. I'm dragging it across the pole because it's light enough to just go ahead and drag the bitch. Guardrail. And I'm not using the driveway. See, the place directly across the street is the same frickin' thing. You would take cabins and deliver them there. It says residential area, but they want you to use the one that's up the street. This is gonna be a little tricky, but all I gotta do is back up till I clear the pole and then get the trailer over the guardrail. It won't be hard with just light cabins on it. Those cabins are like almost carrying nothing. Now, every other time I've delivered cabins, I delivered them with the crane rather than the forklift. One time I did manual loading on a new cab. I built it and then I set it out on the ground for manual loading, and I loaded it with the telehandler. God, is that thing a pain to operate. It's not that anything's difficult about running a forklift. I was a truck driver for 25 years. I couldn't even count the hours that I've been on a forklift. I mean, I did over 1,000,000 miles. 1,000,000 miles plus behind the wheel. Yeah, I've worked in warehouses. I've loaded my own truck, depending on where I worked, and had to unload my own truck. Yeah, and at any rate, I'm not going to sit here and reminisce about that. VC. what I was saying is that there's nothing hard about operating the telehandler except for the way that the devs have set up the controls. The way you have to stop the machine and travel to where you think you're going to need it, and then go to functions to run the forks, and then go back out of functions to move the machine 2 inches or 2 feet or whatever, and then go back into functions to run the forks. It's just a frickin' pain in the ass. And that's the best way to put it. They need to make it more like a real forklift, where you can operate the forks on the fly, so to speak. You can operate the forks while you're driving. Just use different keys on the controller. You can still use yeah, it's working. I want to get this one over on the left-hand side. So I'll probably have to continue to shorten up the boom as I bring it over. Maybe a little much. There we go. Extend the boom a little. Make sure it's inside. Really inside. And lower it down and disconnect. Xbox 360 controller. Okay? Use the left stick for WASD, like you always do. Use the right stick for looking around. And then you use the 4-way buttons to go up, down, and tilt forward and reverse. And then you just assign something else, the Y button or the X and the B button. The X and the B button for running the mast in and out. You don't have to go to functions. You just operate the thing like it was a real forklift. So you can make movements with the entire forklift, or you can just move the mast in, or you can move the boom up and down, or whatever you need to do. You could do 4 functions at once if you're that talented. So what I would like to be able to do, what I've always used to do on a real forklift before I had my heart problems in 2012 and couldn't drive anymore. You adjust the forks so you hit the pallet correctly in the correct spot. as you're approaching it, you don't pull up to it, stop, and then um, move your forks up and down. You get your forks set as you're approaching it, and then you just drive right under without even slowing down, basically. As say you're on a warehouse floor, you're loading in a warehouse, or if you're offloading from a truck to the warehouse. So you're going in the back of a trailer with a forklift. You leave the forks up a few inches, a couple inches off the floor, till you get up the ramp and into the trailer. And then as you're approaching your pallet, you check the tilt of your forks and the height, drop them down a little bit, make sure your tilt is flat, or maybe down a little in the nose, depending on what you're picking up. Maybe you're scooping up something that was floor loaded. And then you just go right on under. Dang it, I push extend when I want to go left. Now I need to drop it a hair. Now I need to extend it a hair. Because I'm at an angle. I missed the very beginning of that. I didn't expect it. See, when I extend, I have to close functions. It did this to me last time. Once it did its little cutscene, then it wouldn't let me put the thing all the way in until I left the game and come back and did it later. So we'll see if we can get out of the forklift and make it still work. Otherwise I'll just have to cut it loose here. There we go. What I was trying to explain is that because of the angle I'm at, when I extend, I'm also moving it out further to the right. Now I'm just kind of squaring it up. I'm being anal. I gotta square it up. I drove semi for 25 years, so I have a way that I do things. And loading the truck correctly, or when I unload the truck, placing the pallets on the dock in the right spot and perfectly square to each other is just a thing. When you put them in the truck, you don't put them in all messy. They're in exactly the right spot, or it doesn't leave the dock. Now we need 2 large pipe. I don't even know how long this video is going to be with all the stops and starts that I've made. I'm just playing. and I'll figure it out later. Factory main block. Technically the cable guy is still here, but he had to run down the road someplace. The phone lines out here to the RV park that I've lived in for a year and a half, are so old he can't use them. He has to go somewhere and make some connection and pull new wire through the conduit or whatever. Way down the road, it's on a pole, but then at some point it runs from the pole into the ground. So that's where he's got to fish new wire through. He'll tie it off to the end of the old wire and then just start pulling the old wire and it'll bring the new one through. But he's got to go quite a ways, I guess. Anyways, Gold Horse Mining, main block, we have one thing left. I got to figure out where to pick up two large. Oh yeah, I don't have to figure out where to pick it up. I know where it is. Gosh darn. It's right down the road to there. It's where the road ends. But, see, where am I? I gotta back up a little bit and go around the corner. I'm not in unloading zone 1. I should be able to do this. Just as I say that, I go the wrong way. I should be able to do this without much monkeying around. Look at that. Almost like I've done that before. See, for me watching a video like this, for me watching my own video, if I were to sit and watch my own video, I'd probably fast forward, you know, kind of skip ahead through these, just driving from one place to the next parts. And then, you know, just get what informational kind of stuff I can from the video. Like where you pick up this and where you find that, and you know, like especially where the upgrades are, and you know, if you do access to location, what location are you accessing, you know, or things like that. More instructional than entertainment, but I try to keep it entertaining. See that right turn right there? That's where I would go down into the swamp. Or if I was coming this way from the garage, this is where I'd go down into the swamp. And then I would cross over here and then start going up this side. Start going up this side, come down here, and go right up like this. all the way through, up through here, up through there, all the way past metal framing, all the way up to there. It's hard to see with the trees, but there's a ramp from the swamp up to the tracks, and that gets you to the far end warehouse, which we will end up having to go to, by the way, because the tracks are blocked and it's harder to drive along the tracks than it is to just boonie bash through the swamps at full throttle. You do have, now I went and clicked on that, you do have all these different roads here. One curves back on the other and goes this way and that way, and you can eventually, if you keep following it around, get up to the top. I had to go up there for some reason, but man, is it a circuitous route. You can look up that word in the dictionary if you need to. Just joking. Hell, I've got dementia. If I can slip one by you, something's wrong. See, now when I was here before, this just said open storehouse. But, oh dang it, I gotta close it to hit the brake. I didn't close it in time. No, I did. Okay, right there. When I was here before, it just said open storehouse. But at the same time, the map, the game is telling me that I can get 2 large pipe. Here we go. Okay, you got to get it on the loading screen and then use the other button. 0 in stock. I have to deliver 4 metal rolls to get 1 large pipe. Aww. Suck my Schwanzsticker. I said that wrong. Schwanzstucker. Suck my Schwanzstucker. Anyways. Enough tomfoolery. We have to go get 8 metal rolls. It didn't tell me that I had to build them. When I clicked on it, it said that there was... When I clicked on this, it just said pick up the large pipe there. Ah, Jiminy Cricket. I have to go to... Is it this warehouse or is it the steel production? One of these warehouses has a crap ton of metal rolls. 16 metal rolls there. Okay. Now, if you could remind me right now how many metal rolls I have to pick up per pipe, I wouldn't have to look again. It was, God, for the life of me, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. It's 4. See, I was wrong on both counts. That's dementia for you, boys and girls. Can't remember something I looked at 10 seconds ago. 4. for each pipe. Now I will remember it, now that I looked at it again and made a point of remembering that it's 4. Before I was just thinking, well, where the fuck do I get them? So, that said, we gotta run that swamp route that I just God, see the way the map is jumping as I move it with the mouse? That's the way my hand tremors. You should see me trying to make waypoints with my hand jumping around like that. But when I'm hanging on to the controller, it doesn't do that. The controller, oh, that's right, we got to go out that end. There's no hole through the wall on this side. Ah, crapo, crapo, crapo. It's okay. Nothing I haven't done before. 6:33 in the morning and I need the headlights. I'm going to drive it straight into this corner. And when it bumps into that coil, holy fuck. 155 and now 22 more. Hey, let's hit it a few more times. Ah, I usually clear that thing. Let's see if we can grab a winch point and drag it over. Yeah. 12 feet to my right. That's gonna help me drag it over. The winch points in this thing are about the stupidest thing. The quick winch rarely grabs anything that is useful. I think that's like a telephone pole or a big tree. Apparently it's neither one because it just immediately broke off. See if it breaks off right away. Okay, no, it's not going to break off. Well, then I'll release the handbrake and pour the throttle on, and it's not going to come over. Nope. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. See, I can climb over the damn thing with the truck. Took more suspension damage backing up. There. If you watched the previous video, well, you haven't watched the previous video because it's still uploading. It might be done by now. I haven't checked it in a long time. Functions, stop engine. That snorkel that's right on the hood is the biggest pain in the ass. I thought about experimenting with raising the height of that hood scoop. All you got to do is, if it's 1 point, just for example, if that particular axis is 1.807, make it 2.807, and then go back to the game and see what it looks like. But there's so many other parameters, like the hood scoop itself. There's like 8 or 10 different parameters for the position of it, the size of it, the intake speed for the air. God, I couldn't even. It's hard to even comprehend how many different things have to work in unison to make one of these mods happen. And the DLL files, oh Christ. They're written in computer code, so it looks like freaking hieroglyphics or something. And they're almost endless. In the meshes and the textures, and this thing has parts of like 3 or 4 different trucks to make up this one. He borrowed parts of 3 or 4 different trucks to make this thing look the way it is. It's got like a P12 hood and a P12 back window or something like that, and then it's got a dairy every once in a while there's a few words you can read, and I saw something about something from a dairy, like a dairy longhorn or something. So then he doesn't have to sit there and write all that code. He borrows it from vanilla vehicles. But parameters for like where the crane sits and how far the feet extend, and the angle of the steering, and all that. You can, what he can do is borrow that from the vanilla Krasjabors. Basically everything you see in front of you is borrowed from the vanilla Krasjabors, and then he just makes a few alterations that that he feels makes it a better truck. So it's a mod. It's modified. If you compare the two XML files, the vanilla truck and this truck are identical in a lot of ways. Um, 16 left, and we need 8. It shows that they're taking up 2 spaces apiece. That's not right. There was 16 and now there are 8. So we must have 8. See that big fuel trailer over there? One of our jobs is to deliver that somewhere clear across the other corner of the map. Now we need to turn around and go back through the swamp. I'm going to see if I can use this area over here. Well, I'm not going to be able to whip a U-turn, but I can pull ahead and back up. I can make a 3-point turnaround. I know I'm pulling way ahead, but I want the truck and trailer straight in a line. When I was driving truck, the hardest thing to do was a really tight dock area. They've got 6 docks set side by side with not enough room to pull ahead. So you have to pull up into the corner. You've seen me do it here. You have to pull up into the corner and then angle the trailer into the spot between 2 other trailers. And you have to get it part way around and then pull ahead and get it part way around and pull ahead and so on and so forth. And it's a freaking bitch. There was this place I used to take potato chips. I'd pick up potato chips from Frito-Lay, and they were floor loaded in a 53-foot dry van. So there's no pallets underneath them. They're floor loaded. And, big, really, really freaking light, but big square boxes, stacked floor to ceiling, side to side, right to the back door. And they always had the hardest freaking dock to get into. But I got to where I could do it in just one pull ahead. Alright, we go back through the swamp. Until we hit this place. And then we use it to go back up to unloading zone. So we have to go around that stupid platform again. Actually, we probably could bypass the whole thing, come down here, cross the tracks right there, and then just go like that. Bada bing, bada boom. No messing with going around that platform. You know what? This thing's been running an hour since I came back in and restarted it. That doesn't include all the little bits that I did before this. So I think what I'm going to do is do a stop and start right here. I'm going to say thank you for watching, and I will see you again in the next one. See you then.